What's up everybody, my name is Darth Jeswick and welcome back to my channel. Today we are trying Plumbella's Randomizer Build Challenge. So when I randomized, I got this. The building style of your home is tiny house. Your color themes will be only brown. It will have 1 floor and 4 rooms. Your budget for this build is 67,598 simoleons exactly. It houses 1 sim. My disadvantage for this build is that I must feature my first pet stuff prominently. Good luck babe, XOXO, Plumbella. Shout out to Plumbella for creating this challenge. I will link the challenge generator in the description below if you want to check it out for yourself. Some of them are really fun, and I haven't built like a cottage style tiny home in forever. And technically I just had to make this a tiny home under 100 tiles. I didn't have to choose a cottage. I could have chosen any style of build that I wanted, but I really wanted to use some of the stuff from Horse Ranch. Although I don't have a horse in this household because technically this is only supposed to be for 1 sim and horses count as sims, just like cats and dogs do. So I kind of went with the idea that we could use like a stable as a place for the goats to sleep, and then we also have like chickens and like the thing for the llamas or cows. And I realize I'm building on like probably one of the tiniest lots. I think it's only what I started on a 20 by 15 lot. I ended up moving it to a 30 by 20 lot, and honestly I should have probably built this on like a 30 by 40 lot or even like a 50 by 50 lot because I had so much stuff in here and I could have used like a lot more outdoor stuff. Or I could have even made the house the tiniest bit bigger. The house currently is only about 44 tiles, which is well within our range for the tiny home. So you might be asking, why is my first pet stuff a disadvantage? Well, because it's basically a useless pack. Because most of what this pack offers is extra stuff for cats and dogs. You know, a couple of cat trees and some dog bowls, a few dog beds, and hamsters. That's the only thing that really comes with the pack. And they're kind of buggy because every once in a while you'll just get a pop-up that your hamster has left you. Like when your animal runs away, like when the dogs or cats run away, even if they're still there. It's just really weird. But overall the pack is basically useless if you don't have cats and dogs. Like it doesn't even come with like interactive fish tanks. Like we have fish tanks, but none of them came in the pack. The closest thing we have is this round table that I'm about to place, and you can't even like really interact with it. It's just a coffee table, and it's massive, so it doesn't even fit like anywhere. I have to say I do kind of like these couches though, and this like little lamp with the cat. That's about the only positive things that I can say, and this desk is pretty cute too, I guess. It's really good for like kids' rooms because it just looks very childish. The curtains from this pack are also decent. They come in like 3 different sizes, I think, and they fit most windows, which is nice. But it also comes with things like this dog bowl, and it's basically useless if you don't have cats and dogs. I'm gonna actually use it as a planter, just because I think it would look cool. This pack also has a couple of funky looking rugs. And we've got like this calico cat pattern, and then we've also got like a round hamster one. And I'm happy that it came in this orange swatch because it kind of matches with the pattern on the bed. But I actually made a sim for this lot, and I usually just like custom make all my tester sims anyway, just because I think it's kind of fun to base a build off of a sim. So I thought it would be fun to do like the opposite and base a sim off of a build. We don't have a lot of cast items from the My First Pet Stuff pack, but we do have like a couple hairs, a couple t-shirts, I want to say like a pair of tights, and a few other things. So my sim has one of the hairs and a few outfits from that pack. Her name is Brianna Brown. She's also got all brown traits. She is a glutton. She hates children, but she loves animals. We really don't have a lot of brown traits, but that's fine. Brown is also her favorite color. I gave her a few likes and dislikes, and all of them are brown. She likes like guitar, violin, gardening, things like that. I also gave this lot all brown lot traits. It's got great soil, homey, and it also has gnomes who fix things for you. I also put a bunch of hidden gnomes like all around the landscaping. I also added a couple of lot challenges. Those challenges are wild prairie grass. That's from the new one, Horse Ranch. It just means that wild prairie grass just kind of like takes over your lot, and I think that that would be a cool one to try. And also simple living, which it means you have to like order ingredients or grow your own ingredients to have food for your fridge. I probably could have also added the off the grid lot challenge, but I just had too many expensive appliances in the house that I didn't feel like that would be like they would just be running so much power that you wouldn't have power because it would just use up so much of it so fast. But I like really didn't know what else to spend the money on. At this point, I had about 40,000 simoleons left, which is so much for a tiny home. Like there's not much else that I could have bought for this house. This is probably one of the most detailed tiny homes that I have ever built in my entire life. It took me about 4.5 hours to build and test to make sure that everything was still working. I had a little bit of issue getting the bunk bed to work because I put something on the couch to make it seem like they had been reading on the couch and then like got up and left it. It doesn't matter. I didn't put it there anyway because I couldn't because Sim couldn't get into bed because the book tray was blocking the ladder somehow. I don't know. But that is the reason why I check most of my builds to make sure that they work anyway because I don't want you to like if you're not familiar with like building tools, I don't want you to have to like try and figure out what's wrong with it. I just rather deal with it myself and then make sure that it's fully functional when I upload it to the gallery. This is the curtain that I mentioned earlier. It's not a bad curtain, but we don't have a size that fits the diagonal windows, and it doesn't like stretch like the windows do to fit the diagonals. So I just kind of use the curtain rail item from the Desert Luxe kit to like hide it and make it seem like they had intentionally closed that part of the window and left the other two sides open. And I was really just trying to find as many brown decorations as I could find. Use these little dried flowers from Cottage Living. I also grabbed a like attic stack decoration box. I always forget to add those to my builds and then I have to go in and find one whenever there's a holiday. And since the sim likes guitar, I also placed one right here in the living room. And I put that right next to our hamster cage, just in case you were looking for it. Our hamster's name is just Hammy. I was going to rename it, and then I forgot to before I put it on the gallery. And I used the new gnome. It comes with like this cool prairie wagon, I think that's what they're called. And this is where I moved it to a different lot because I just didn't have any room. And then I started working on the terrain paint, and what I like to do with terrain paint is put down like this dirt path and then go over the dirt path with the one that I actually want. Like I put a stone path up to the house, but when it comes to the animal areas, I put like a softer dirt over it. And then I also try to blend in the stone path with my garden area. And then I'm pretty sure I ended up painting over like the grass parts of the lot with like a faded grass because we're gonna have animals like walking all over the land. It's probably gonna be like a little imperfect. The grass isn't gonna be 100% the best like it is now. And then I kind of started on landscaping, adding in some trees and some low-lying pale flowers. Those are my favorite ones. I put them in like every single build. And then I also looked through Cottage Living's debug menu for like a while and found a couple of cool little plants and flowers in there. And I can honestly say I don't think I've ever used these roof pieces from Cottage Living, mostly because I don't build in Henford on Bagley very often. I also added solar panels to the roof just to eat up some of the budget. They're like 900 simoleons each, so it kind of helped me a little bit. I was really struggling with being able to hit the budget right, but I couldn't like build a barn for everything because I could only have 4 rooms. So like the whole barn would count as like another 2 or 3 rooms. So instead I just put everything on a smaller lot. We could always do this challenge again and like maybe try to see if we can get a bigger lot. This house has like tons of skill building items in it. We've got the flower arranging station here. Patchy is here. And if you didn't know, Patchy actually comes to life if you make friends with him. And I've never actually played with Patchy before, so I thought it would be fun to add him in there. I also got a wash bin from Laundry Day and the drying rack so that you can do laundry here. Although now that I'm thinking about it, I forgot to put a functional hamper in, so your Sim's clothes will just kind of like end up on the floor. I also found this like leafy trellis from Get Together and put it over my bees, and then made like a little path that leads up to them, kind of put them underneath of it, almost to like protect them. It doesn't really matter. The bee boxes can sit like out in plain air and still be fine. But I thought it would be like a nice little touch over here, and I also still had like tons of money that I didn't know what to do with for this lot. Like I still had like 3 or 4 thousand simoleons, and I didn't know what to do with it. So I started just like avoiding the buying aspect of everything and just started doing some terrain paint because I didn't know what else to do. I needed like a minute to like think about what I was gonna buy next. I think I ended up putting like a chess table and like a few other items down, and then that's pretty much it for the build. I also added like a little s'more table by the campfire. Like those items don't actually function, but I thought it would be a cool decoration piece. And because we use a wood stove, I put like this little wood shed over on the side behind Patchy. And this flower fountain from the Romantic Garden Kit, I just kind of put it in there. I thought it was cool looking. But we are getting into today's playtesting portion of the build. And I've got to say, even though this build made me cry several times because of the landscaping, I am extremely happy with the way that this turned out. And if you want to download this build, it is called Cobblebottom Farm on the gallery. My gallery is just Darth_Jeswick, just like it appears here on YouTube. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, everybody.